What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Matt.
I'm Shawnee.
And today we're going to be sharing with you a book haul, just the books that we've acquired over the last couple of weeks or so.
Yeah.
And we've got quite a collection here. And so, babe, why don't you just go ahead and start us off?
Yeah, so one of the series that I've been wanting to read, I brought this up recently in one of our videos, but this is the Grishaverse. I got it right this time. This is the Grishaverse. This is the Shadow and Bone trilogy. And so basically the first book of this trilogy is about a girl that discovers that she has these powers that have been dormant throughout her life as she's trying to protect one of her friends. Then she joins like the magical military, I guess, if you will, and she starts training to use her powers. And then certain individuals in that magical military are trying to use her to their advantage and for their own gain, basically. But then she has her own, I guess, quest that she's trying to fulfill, as well as she's trying to hone in on her magic abilities. And so yeah, I'm excited to jump into this. We got this at Costco.
There's very, very certain someone will not be happy unless you shout them out.
My father-in-law was very kind to make sure that I got these books. I was going to wait on them, and he made sure that I had these. So
yeah. Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Rudy.
He also, this isn't our book. We're borrowing it from him. She's been wanting to read Outlander. He has started it, and he finished the first book. He's on the second now. So we have recently acquired this for the time being. You will get it back, Dad, I promise.
Or will you?
So those are the books that we got at Costco or from my dad. Another store we went to recently is called Josie's Records and Books or something like that. They sell records and books.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just call it Josie's. Well, I have to tell you this very little backstory. We went to a library book sale, which is where most of these books are coming from. Spoilers. But while I was at that bookshop, at the library book sale, I discovered a series that piqued my interest I'd never heard of before, but they didn't have the first book at the library sale. So the rest of that day, I was going to look for that first book at every bookstore that we went to. We went to 3 different bookstores in town.
Yeah.
To look for this book series, and at Josie's is where I found the first book in the First Americans series. There's like 11 of these, and it's it's just about the first Americans living like in the Ice Age, like before. It just says where humans first walked the world, when nature ruled the earth and sky. A proud tribe is threatened by a series of horrifying natural disasters. There's mammoths, it's Ice Age, it's long before anything that we know as Americans. I don't know. It seems pretty interesting. I'll read the first book. The reviews for this were crazy.
Yeah.
Someone said it was like the best, or no, the last 20 pages was the best reading that they had ever done in their entire life. And so that's a tall order for this book to hold up to, and we'll see if it can do it. But yeah, there's 11 of these little guys. And depending on this first one, we'll see if I keep going. But yeah, this is Beyond the Sea of Ice by William Sarabandi is how I'm going to say it. And this is the first of the First American series.
So at that same store at Josie's, we picked up another Frederick Bachman book. Are you surprised? I'm not. So we do want to get more Frederick Bachman. There was another one that I kept looking for, which was
All the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer, or something like that. Beartown?
Maybe I was just looking for Bachman, like, in general. Anyways, we got another Bachman book from Josie's. This is My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry. And I just love his writing. I've talked about him in the past, so I'm just excited to read this and just more sentimental value from Bachman about people's relationships with one another and how he connects this girl, I'm guessing because there's a girl on the cover with her dog, connects this girl with her grandmother and then the people that are around her, I'm guess communicating with the grandmother as well. So I just loved his sentimental value in his writing. So that's another book we picked up there.
And then one that I was really excited about. If you have ever got the chance to see our shelves fully, there is The Inheritance Cycle is right here. And I've had all 4 books, but I have the first 3 in the original paperback edition, and I could never find the 4th one in a paperback, period. I went on thrift books, and bought one that was listed as paperback. When it came in the mail, it was a hardback. And so finally, I was able to track down a paperback Inheritance copy. One thing that's kind of annoying is the
Height.
height difference. So I wish that they were all the same height. That's the only thing that could make it better, but at least I have all paperback for the Inheritance cycle. And so I was really excited to find this thing. I've been looking for this for a long time, and maybe one day I'll get through this series. Well, we'll wait and see. But I finally get it.
Yay!
I finally have it.
This was such a gem for us to find. I feel like this was one of the most exciting finds that we had all weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, and so we started the day last Saturday at the library. They were doing what they call Friends of the Library sale. So you can go in, and paperbacks are 50 cents, hardbacks are $1, unless they're like special editions. So I paid $3 for one book and $4 for another book. But most of these we got for 50 cents, which is amazing.
Yeah.
You want to start off with the ones that you got?
Sure. So I've always had an interest in Tom Clancy just because of his bibliography and the amount of books that he has out and the amount of notoriety that he has behind his name. I mean, my dad has talked about The Hunt for Red October for, I don't know, at least a decade. I don't know that he's ever read the book, but he's definitely seen the movie.
Oh, okay.
I think there's a movie. I don't know. I'm showing my age. I'm very young. But anyways, I was able to pick up Without Remorse and Patriot Games by Tom Clancy. So my understanding is all of these books are in the same universe, the Jack Ryan universe, I think is his name. So this is the first one in that series, but this is a prequel. And so they had a wide selection of the entire series. Like if there was a total of 14, they had like 12 out of the 14. And so I was trying to Google the recommended reading order, and everyone said to read chronologically. And so that meant for me to start with the prequel. So I'm going to give this a shot, especially with some things I've been interested in recently with the Top Gun movie coming out. And I loved that. I'm starting to feel myself drawn more towards military stories. And so I'm thinking that these would be
up that alley.
I mean, they're definitely up that alley. I'm curious to see how I've received them because I've
not really read military before.
No, not really. And truth be told, I've tried reading both of these books before in my life and didn't get very far in either of them. But now that I'm more of an avid reader, we'll see how far I can get. Yeah. We'll see if Tom Clancy is able to draw my attention long enough for me to finish the series.
So you said that it's in the Jack Ryan series? Is that like the Amazon show?
Yeah.
Oh, it is? I didn't know that was based on these books.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, cool.
Pretty sure that's what it's based off of.
I know you.
And then, for whatever reason, when I was at the library sale, I found myself interested in book-to-movie situations, adaptations. And so they have a section that is dedicated for books that were made into movies. And the rest of mine, I think, fit that category. But the first one is A Time to Kill. No, this isn't a movie.
Where did you pick that one up? I don't even remember that one.
Oh, yeah, I think this is the movie. I have to make sure that this is a movie. Yes, 1996 American legal drama film. Yeah, so John Grisham, A Time to Kill. Haven't seen the movie. Obviously, I wasn't sure that it was a movie.
I haven't seen it.
I'm pretty sure it stars Matthew McConaughey.
We could watch it after you read the book.
One day, yeah. So this, I think, my dad was telling me the synopsis of this. There's a black man whose daughter is raped and killed, and we follow the lawyer that is representing that dad in court. And so it has a setup for a pretty dramatic story. And again, if you heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. I'm a big fantasy guy. Didn't get a lot of fantasy from this book haul. And so I'm really trying to broaden my horizons and read more stories that are out there and not be a one-trick pony and just read fantasy. Yeah. And so John Grisham's a big name. It's one that I am willing to try along with Tom Clancy. So I'm excited to get into these stories. And if I like it enough, I'll let you guys know what I think.
Yeah.
Or if I hate it enough, I'll be sure to let you guys know what I
Also let
think.
you know, yeah.
All right, babe. What'd you get?
I got The Night Circus. I've heard a lot about this book, but I guess I haven't actually seen it on a shelf anywhere. So when I saw it at the library on the shelf, I was like, yes, getting that. Didn't even question it. I just pulled it off the shelf. I was like, this is now my book. So The Night Circus is about a circus that will just appear at night out of nowhere. But then there's also two, I keep saying ringleaders, but I think that they're just magicians that are fighting for top position within that. It's like a inside story, like on top of the Night Circus just appearing. But it's also a love story, like a romance. So I'm intrigued to find out, is that between the two competing magicians? Is that between other characters in the Night Circus or people from outside the Night Circus that are maybe trying to track it? I don't know, but I'm going to find out. I'm so excited to read this book. But yeah, I got this at the library and I'm excited.
Yeah, it sounds pretty interesting to me. I might be interested in reading it until you said romance.
Okay, well.
But I mean, the competition and like fighting for the lead is interesting to me. But most interesting is just a Night Circus that can apparate.
Yeah, I'll read it first and I'll let you know if it's too lovey-dovey for you.
So along with my books to movies desire, I suppose, I'll go ahead and finish my stack out. So I have not seen this movie, but I love dogs. And so this is The Art of Racing in the Rain. And there's a dog on the cover. And I know in the trailer there was a dog riding in a car. And that's about all I need to know. Do you know anything about it?
Loved the movie. Cried. I don't cry in a lot of movies, but I cried in that movie.
I didn't even read the back, honestly. I saw the trailer for the movie, and I knew that it was a book, and it was 50 cents. So, hey.
If the movie was that good, I imagine the book is great too.
Yeah. And then another book bought on just basically on notoriety. Not sure if I'm going to like it or not, is The Davinci Code by Dan Brown. This is a very huge assumption, but everyone and their mother and their dog knows about this book or movie. And probably more know about the movie, as long as I'm assuming. But, huge name, huge story, worldwide known. I never read it, and I don't know that I've ever seen the movie either.
I haven't.
So, mystery book, something about Da Vinci.
We'll find out.
So yeah, I don't know much about it, but I know that it is very notorious. And so for that reason, I feel like I need to read it or at least check it out. And again, it was 50 cents. So why not?
Right.
And then the last one I picked up was The Godfather by Mario Puzo.
The Godfather.
I have seen this movie, if not at least most of this movie. I do remember passing out in the middle of, like, sleeping. not like, oh my gosh, this movie. But I do remember taking a little snooze when I watched this movie for the first time. And I remember some of the important scenes. I might have missed something important. But I've heard good things about the book as well. And this is only $1. So it's a pretty cool, different, weird edition because it's the same on the front and the back. I've never seen a book that does that.
And since we've been reading manga, when we picked it up, we were like, wait.
So yeah, this is the last book that I picked up in our book haul.
Yay. So the last two books that I picked up are Native American literature based. So I took a Native American literature class in college and I absolutely loved it. I thought about going to get my master's degree in Native American literature. It's just so much fun. I love exploring and knowing the culture, getting those point of views and everything. So the first one I picked up, this one is called Walk Two Moons. I read this in middle school. I don't remember the story, but I remember that I loved it so much. So I've been loving Native American literature since before then, since I was young. But this is a Newbery Medal Award for children's literature. So it's like a middle grade, I would say, book about a girl that's traveling with her grandparents and figuring out basically about the land and her people, and hearing stories about her people and understanding where she comes from and who she is, and what her heritage means to her from the point of view of like her grandparents as she's traveling with them. So I'm excited to read this again. And then The Night Watchmen. I put this on my TBR when we were on our honeymoon browsing in bookstores. This is about an individual. This is also a winner of the Pulitzer Prize. I love reading Pulitzer Prize winners because, I mean, obviously they have renowned writing in them. This is about an individual that is in North Dakota. And they are trying to just like protect the land of their people while certain bills are being passed in Washington, D.C. It's based upon true events that have happened, and I guess a certain bill and legislation that was passed and then it was trying to be fought. But it is a work of fiction, but just based upon some true events. And so I'm really excited to read this too. Yay!
Nice.
So those are our books that we found.
So yeah, these are the books that we've recently got. If you've picked up any new books that you might be jumping into soon, or any that we might have recommended that you decided to jump into, please leave a comment and let us know. We would love to hear that. If you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and give us a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks so much for watching.
Yeah.
Don't forget to do something fun today. Bye.
Bye.